Adam, what can you say after a performance like that?
Sorry. Yeah, just 25,000. To put in that performance, it's not much to be proud of at the moment.
Where did it start? Was it the opposition forwards running through your middlemen a bit too easily?
Yeah, look, there was parts of our game in the first half where I thought we stuck really well. I thought we attacked well last week. I thought we were awful today with the ball. We're in a bit of a rut at the moment. We've got to fight. We've got to stick together really tight and fight our way hard out of this.
What do you make of it? I know there's a lot of things, but the goal line defence, I think for 1 in every 3 play the balls they had on your line, they scored. I take it you don't think that's acceptable?
Yeah, I don't want to give you a headline, so I'll be choosing my words really carefully, but not acceptable. Not at this level. It's got nothing to do with personnel, injuries. Just not acceptable at this level, and we know that. That's not the sort of performance we want to put in defensively anywhere, let alone here at home with 25,000 watching us.
How do you explain it? Because there's a lot of times the last couple of years where you've been, the Knights have been a really gutsy side, right? That's probably something you've really built yourself upon. But that was almost the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, it was easily that's the hardest one I think we've had to take for a while, and like I said, we're going to have to dig deep and get ourselves out of it. I know we can, but it's just not going to happen, and the mob rolling into town next week aren't going to take it easy on us, so we've got to... but number one, we need to stick together and find out why we're in this game, why we want to play this sport, why we want to represent the town. We find that why, and then we're going to have to fight really hard for it, because we've lost a little bit of mojo from our first 2 rounds, certainly. Were we as good as we thought in the first 2 games? Perhaps not, but we've lost the excitement or the will to put your body on the line on that try line, but it's not there. We need to find it quickly.
Caleb, frustrating from your point of view to have to go off on HIA right when the game was in the balance?
Yeah, obviously I don't like going off for HIAs, and it's happened a couple of times now, but there is a process that has to be done, so it's just the way it is.
Was it pretty clear straight away that there was kind of nothing wrong, or was it like the doctors took a bit of time? Or?
You can't fault doctors for being cautious of head knocks and those sort of things. Obviously I want to stay on the field for as long as I can, but it's just the process that we have.
Can you put your finger on why today ended up like it did, Cale, from the player's point of view?
Being out there, there's just lack of energy, lack of want. Just felt like we couldn't go another gear. Look at our efforts over the last few weeks. It hasn't been like that. It's always been there. We've just lacked probably concentration over the last few weeks, but today was different.
Adam, you got a large injury toll. How do you sort of change your team or bring guys in when there's probably not many other guys available, really, is there?
Yeah, it makes it hard to put a bit of selection pressure on the team, but the injury toll, like I said before, that's got no excuse, no bearing on some of those efforts out there today. I'm not going to... last week I spoke about referees too much, and I'm not going to talk about the injury toll. There's guys that were out there, and I'm in this too, we need a much better performance than that, regardless of injury. To answer your question, we don't have a lot of depth there, especially around the back row stocks. I think Brody he'll miss next week. He's got a hyperextended elbow, so we're running real low on back rows at the moment.
Obviously, next week you mentioned Melbourne. Some of these guys have never beaten Melbourne. How do you sort of give them the belief that they can do it after a performance like that?
I'd like to think that we don't lack motivation, like for us to want to turn up here, and we don't want to repeat that performance. I know there's enough care in us to not want to do that to those 25,000, our whole region. It's hard to look anybody in the eye at the moment, but we'll pick ourselves up tomorrow and we'll stay together and find a way, mate. That's what we've got to do. We've got to find a way. There's no other way around it.
Lionel Hunt had an injury today in reserve grade?
I'm unsure. I haven't been told. check the health of the team that just played, but I haven't checked on the reserve road yet.
With such a big crowd there, Adam touched on it, but from the player's point of view, you must feel like you've let the fans down on such a big occasion today.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty embarrassing a little bit, to be honest, to put that performance in front of those. Yeah, we had 25,000. We would have had X amount watching at home. Yeah, it's not good enough.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, folks.